your birth chart shows you exactly the kind of person you have the highest chances of success with in terms of romance and long-term compatibility. Before even delving into synastry or composite charts, it's important to know what it is you want and the qualities that are truly good for you in a companion. Let's take a look at Angelina Jolie's chart as a valuable example. With this method, we need to look at the 7th and 5th houses, any planets within them, aspects they form, and also what the rulers of these houses are doing in the chart. With a Capricorn 7th house cusp, Angelina has Saturn as the ruler of an empty 7th house. And Saturn is all about gratification that is obtained over the long haul. There is no instant gratification with Saturn. As a result, a successful marriage for her may be a delayed marriage, marrying someone when she is older than the average person when they marry, or marrying someone who is decently younger or older than her. Also, she may have a tendency to marry people with strong Saturn symbolism in their charts. So Capricorn in the big three, along with a number of Capricorn personal placements, or a strong natal Saturn in their charts. But as an astrologer, I'm looking to see what the condition of her Saturn, the ruler of her 7th house, is. Her Saturn is in Cancer, which is in detriment. Saturn is not strong in Cancer. It's much happier and in its domicile position in Cancer's opposite sign, Capricorn. Her Saturn is in the 12th house, indicating that a lot of hidden or subconscious insecurities and fears can come out for her in marriage and partnership. On top of that, her 12th house Saturn is squaring her Mars, Moon, and Jupiter stellium in Aries. These subconscious tendencies, perhaps related to heavy criticism from her parents, an absentee father, and the 12th house is what's hidden from us and hard to grasp. These insecurities can cause her to act out in ways that are angry, vindictive, and perhaps selfish without even really knowing where all of this is coming from, with Saturn in the secretive and subconscious 12th house. In addition to potentially gently nudging her in the direction of some psychotherapy if she hasn't already been through it, an astrologer utilizing this method would tell Angelina she should probably stay away from those with strong Saturn symbolism in their charts, because this will activate this very hard to dissect 12th house Saturn energy for her in partnership. So, Capricorn, suns, moons, risings, people with lots of personal planets in Capricorn, or a very strong natal Saturn, she should probably stay away from when it comes to partnerships. So it's worth mentioning that Brad Pitt, who is her ex-husband, while he doesn't have a strong Saturn natally, he has 4 personal planets in Capricorn: the Moon, Mars, Mercury, and Venus. An astrologer utilizing this method would have told her getting romantically involved with him is probably not a good idea. Now that we've established that Angelina should stay away from those with strong Saturn symbolism in their charts, we turn to her 5th house for indicators of relationships that would be more successful for her. The sign on the cusp of her 5th house is Scorpio, with the co-rulers of Scorpio being Mars and Pluto. Mars and Pluto are in hard aspect to each other, about a 4-degree opposition. This does not bode well for romantic connections with those who have a lot of Scorpio or Plutonian energy either, because this opposition indicates that there would be a lot of power plays, manipulation, jealousy, controlling behavior, and potential violence and other stuff at the absolute lowest manifestation. Taking a look at her Neptune in the 5th house, There are more positive indications to work with here. First off, her Neptune in Sagittarius is at 10 degrees and is forming an exact trine to her natal Mars. Now, while she can be attracted to dangerous and perhaps volatile relationships as represented by the Mars opposite Pluto aspect, she is also attracted to those who are both courageous, Mars, and compassionate, Neptune, whose action and drive are in harmony with their intuition and a greater spiritual cause. This aspect is kind of representative of a mystic warrior, if you will, or someone who channels their drive into creative endeavors, much like she does through acting. She is also attracted to somebody with a great deal of emotional sensitivity and empathy, as represented by the Neptune trine moon. This aspect creates a very fertile creative energy that is easily applied to artistic mediums, and it's very common amongst musicians and actors. Her Neptune is also loosely trine Jupiter, indicating that in addition to somebody with Neptunian qualities, she could also do well with somebody who uses their spirituality to spread positivity, somebody who has an optimistic attitude, a spiritual teacher, somebody who is generous with their fortune, if they are wealthy, due to an empathetic and giving heart. Perhaps somebody who engages in a lot of international travel for a good altruistic cause. Somebody with a harmonious balancing of the Neptunian and Jupiterian energies. So overall, she would have the best chance of a relationship working out with somebody who has strong Neptune or Piscean symbolism in their chart, who is emotionally receptive and full of optimism, charity, and humanitarian efforts, or Jupiterian in nature as well. Perhaps somebody she could align her own humanitarian efforts with. However, she still needs to be mindful of over idealizing her romantic partners as indicated by her natal sun Neptune opposition. She can have a tendency to overlook the details and have a sort of romantic illusion shattered and be in utter disbelief when reality doesn't match up with the wonderfully curated image in her head. This is supported by the signs involved. Sun in Gemini, her ego is prone to facts, logic, the details in fine print, while her Sagittarius Neptune is prone to illusionary, boundless optimism and faith in fifth house romance. Now, turning back to Brad Pitt's chart, we see that he has a strong Capricorn stellium in the second house. He gets his bag in Capricorn style. He has a Capricorn moon on the 22nd degree, which is a Capricorn degree, and it's conjunct Venus, which is the primary money planet, and they are both trine his midheaven. He's a very Saturnian man focused on capital gain through career. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this, but it's not what Angelina should truly seek out in a long-term mate. Now, he does have a Sagittarius sun and rising, which does fit with some of the qualities of her ideal mate. But the strength of this Capricorn personal planet stellium sort of negates any of the positive effects of the Sagittarian energy in the context of a partnership with Angelina. In total, Angelina's chart shows that she should potentially stay away from partners with a strong Saturn or Capricorn symbolism in their chart, along with those with a strong Pluto or Scorpio symbolism as well. Unfortunately, she has a lot of potential pitfalls in trying to find a healthy relationship dynamic that would last. Her chart does show that she has the highest chances of success with someone who has a Neptunian sensitivity and artistry, someone who has a strong Neptune, Piscean, Jupiter, or Sagittarian symbolism in their charts. So long as she avoids the pitfalls of over idealizing her romantic partners and turning a blind eye to any potential red flags, which would only serve to cause more hurt and disillusionment down the road. This is a wise exercise to engage with because obviously our long term mate should fit at least roughly within the confines of the type of person we are attracted to and the type of relationship that is likely to be most successful for us. So before even looking at synastry or composite charts, don't forget to consider who you can potentially turn into a long term partner.